the girl found herself transported into the world as a dancer in a tavern. Once they came of age, girls like her were usually given to wealthy old men as concubines. To change her fate, she had to find a beloved partner who could pay a high price to secure her freedom. The girl decided to choose a suitable candidate from portraits, but after going through all of them, she wasn't satisfied with any. The maid suggested she pursue the prince, who was the wealthiest and most handsome man around. Unbeknownst to them, the prince had just entered the tavern. His guard was shocked that a mere dancer would dare to aim for the prince's wife, but he still congratulated the prince on gaining yet another admirer. Hearing this, the prince irritably urged him to focus on searching for the suspect. That night, the girl finally settled on a target, a wealthy merchant. She sent her younger brother to find out where the merchant frequented, then went to bathe. Just then, she heard a scream from outside. The girl hurriedly dressed, only to find the prince bursting into her room. She was startled. Luckily, the tavern madam arrived in time to intervene, but the prince insisted on questioning the girl. The guard recognized her and wondered whether she had killed someone just to get the prince's attention. The girl explained she had been bathing when she heard the scream, and the prince could confirm that. Then the investigation reached a dead end. The prince decided to seal off the tavern until the suspect was caught. The madam found this very troubling. She ordered the girl to beg the prince to reconsider, urging her to seize the chance to become his concubine. The girl reluctantly agreed, but she never believed the prince would fall for her. More importantly, she had no wish to become anyone's concubine. The next day, the girl went to the prince's mansion. She pleaded that closing the tavern would leave them unable to make a living. However, the prince was bothered that she had worn a veil to see him. He grew displeased, insisting the tavern would remain closed until the suspect was found. Hearing this, the girl wasn't surprised and left without looking back. But the prince grew even more annoyed. Why was she so distant if she admired him? Meanwhile, the girl purposely went to the merchant's clothing store to pick out fabric. As she had expected, the merchant was stunned by her beauty and warmly attended to her. When the girl returned to the tavern, she reported the prince's response to the madam. The madam immediately scolded her, saying the prince must not have recognized her because of the veil. The girl had to take pastries and visit the mansion again, but this time, she handed them to the guards and left. The guard couldn't resist trying one of the pastries. At that moment, the prince returned and asked what he was doing. The guard explained he was checking if the pastries were safe, but when learning the girl had already left, the prince became upset once more. The next morning, the younger brother eagerly brought the girl good news. It turned out the wealthy merchant had refused an arranged marriage and argued with his family. The girl knew her opportunity had arrived. She asked her brother to deliver pastries to the prince on her behalf, while she went to a tea house. When the merchant saw her arrive, he immediately called out and invited her to drink together. However, the prince happened to be seated next door and saw everything. His guard remarked in surprise that the girl seemed to admire several men at once. Furious, the prince stormed off. When he returned to his mansion, the younger brother presented the pastries to him and claimed the girl was too ill to come in person. Hearing this, the guard immediately comforted him, saying what they'd seen just now was a ghost.